harm of that action, you have been told to do another action, a penalty type, kafara. This is why when a person misses his fast intentionally, he makes kafara as well as qada. If a person has done something, he made a qasam and then wasn't able to fulfill, then there is a kafara. So when you did something, after that you realize that this was not right. Now how can I fix it in this dunya? The purpose is to fix it in this dunya before we depart from this world, and not to take it with us when we die. So Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam addressed the Sahaba and he said, there are many actions that a human being commits which are not accordance to the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now how can he make sure that these actions are forgiven, or these sinful acts are forgiven in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal? So we need to look for actions that are known as kafarat. If I do this, Allah Azza wa Jal will forgive this sin of mine. If I do this, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, when a person makes wudu, every drop that comes out from his body, from the limbs, all the sins that are committed by that portion of the body, Allah forgives. So this is called kafarat. So Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam addressed this question and he said, shall I not inform you regarding the action which will become a source of kafarat, will become a source of removing your sins, and it will increase your hasanat? So Abu Sa'id said, Ya Rasulullah, bala, O Prophet of Allah, please do tell us. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the action which will become the greatest means of your sins being removed is the action when you come to the house of Allah Azza wa Jal. Kasratul khuta ila al-masjid. When you come to the masjid, by you just walking to the masjid, each step that you take, Allah forgives one sin and He gives you one hasanah. Each time that you spend when you're coming to the house of Allah, Allah forgives one sin and He gives one hasanah. As many times you come during the day, these many sins are forgiven and these many hasanat have. If a person, he drives for 10 minutes just to come to the house of Allah, the entire 10 minutes, each second of that is removing one sin and giving one hasanat to him. It's a very big reward. You know, a lot of times says, we'll just pray in jama'ah in our homes and we will get the reward of jama'ah. It's not just the reward of jama'ah. It's the reward of coming to the masjid, which cannot be earned anywhere else except when you come to the masjid. Jama'ah is a reward of separate. Jama'ah is considered to be sunnah ala al-mu'akkadah. If you have the ability, if you have congregational in the house, male folks, then that becomes as a sunnah al-mu'akkadah. But the reward that you get when you come to the house of Allah, it's a complete separate reward from performing salah in congregation. So if a person gets together in a gathering or in some place and they perform salatul jama'ah, yes, they got the reward of jama'ah, but they were deprived of the reward of coming to the masjid. These are two separate rewards. One cannot be the compensation of the other. You get the reward for jama'ah, yes, but coming to the masjid, it's a reward of his own. And then Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said, وَانْتِظَارُ الصَّلَاةِ بَعْدَ الصَّلَاةِ. When you are waiting for one salah after a salah is finished. Or when you come to the masjid and you are waiting for the salah to start. This is each minute that you spend, Allah Azza wa Jal, He is removing one sin, giving you one hasanah. And then the third thing Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, إِسْبَاغُ الْوُضُوءِ عَلَى الْمَكَارِهِ, to perform complete wudu in difficult times, in very difficult conditions. And then Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said, and this is another benefit for the person who comes to the house of Allah, that he becomes the part of the dua of angels. So Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said, when a person makes wudu at home, when he comes to the masjid and he is waiting for the salah, as long as he is in that position and until he returns back to his house, the entire time Allah Azza wa Jalla appoints an angel, and this angel makes two dua for him. Allahumma ghfir lahu, Allahumma arhamhu. Allah forgive his sins, and Allah have mercy on him. The entire time, if you're spending an hour or 45 minutes to an hour every single salah, coming, going back, all of that entire time, you have been entitled of the dua of the angel. And this dua of angel, the angel's dua are those that are accepted immediately because they don't have any sins. When a person makes dua to Allah, his sins becomes the obstacle for making his dua to go up. That's why ask forgiveness and then ask what you want to ask from Allah. So Allah forgives your sin and your dua goes straight up, and there is no barrier between your dua and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the barriers are sins. Angels, they don't make any sins. So when an angel makes dua for you, this dua is accepted for sure. And what dua does he make? The two main things that you need in your life every single day: the forgiveness of Allah and the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to value this great opportunity, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who are entitled and part of this virtue. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakum Allahu khairan. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta